Hey guys, Jay Sherm here. Today I'm going to teach you how to create marketing material for your social networks. Today I'm going to use this new app that I just launched called InVidMe, and I'm going to use one of the characters to create a social media posting graphic for like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Feel free to try the app. It's called InVidMe and it lets you record answers to really cool characters. And today we're going to work with one of them. So let's open up one of the characters. I'm going to use this really cool filter called Easy Green Screen. But before you do that, the smart move is to select the marquee tool in order to select the area that you actually want to use. And then I hit Alt-I-P on PC, which lets you crop the image. So boom. I just do it with a shortcut, Alt-I-P. And from here you can go to Filter, Easy Green Screen, assuming you have it. If not, then you'll have to use the magic wand tool. I would suggest highlighting the entire image, cutting it, and then pasting it onto its own layer. Call it zombie. And then from here, you'll want to highlight it with the wand. Obviously, this is why I like using that plugin, because yeah, I can get close, but you see how the green inside the hair is still there. Yeah, you could probably select all of these and just try to do it manually, but it'll take too long in my opinion, and then the green is still in the hair. I've tried a lot of other tools and tutorials to try to remove the green. It's also kind of on the characters, so I feel as though the best way to do this is to use this tool called Easy Green Screen. It does cost money, but it's worth it, because watch what happens. So it's going to analyze the image. It's going to start extracting the green screen, and you'll see all the different things that it's doing up here. And I'd have to learn all that, and I really don't want to learn all that. So look how much better it looks. Hit apply. Again, you can do this with the magic wand and probably a bunch of other stuff. And you can probably click on these and try to learn what they did. But for the purposes of this, I do a lot of green screen, so it was worth it to buy that. From here, I'm going to do save as for web, and I'm going to make it a PNG so that the background is transparent. That's important because we want to put it onto other backgrounds. All right, so now I can close this, and I could drag and drop the new PNG file in. I know that Instagram's is 640 by 640, so I'm going to do 640 by 640. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this zombie layer onto this one. The image is a lot much smaller, or the image is a lot larger than the canvas. The canvas is a lot smaller is what I meant. So we can go like this. And the reason I want to create this image, and I have to change it in a second, is because I want to market a video. And the video that my partner made for the app...
Count down your top 5 scary movies.
Have to be It, Let the Right One In, A Quiet Place, Silence of the Lambs, and finally, number 1, 28 Days Later.
So what are your top 5 scary movies, right? So the first thing I want to do is I want to find a background that I can use. So go to Google Images is usually my go-to, and put scary backgrounds. Okay, go to Images, and then you have to, in this case, because I'm using it for social media promotions and it is for my app, I have to do labeled for reuse. And then I can find the ones that I'm actually allowed to use. So at this point, we find like a super scary background. There's a ton of them here. I mean, even I could use this one right here alone, because we're going to cover this with the zombie. So save the image, throw it right into the background by first scaling it. In this case, you want to basically scale it so that the middle is behind them, kind of like that. Or even we could even get rid of it completely, but let's see what happens if I do it this way. And then you drag this back. I usually call it background, so BG. Double click to rename it. If you double click on the layer, it opens up options that you have for that layer. But let's just drag and drop it down here. At this point, I want to save this. Zombie top 5 scary movies. InVidMe. You want to name these things what you want SEO and Google to pick up on, and it'll show up in images and people will wonder what it is, and then they might download your app. So keep in mind naming things. This might be a little over the top, I got to be honest. I don't normally name them this long, but it's just to show you how detailed you can be for the search engine results. Okay, so we save this. It looks like he's got wings, and therefore the best bet would be to try something else. So Now we're going to cut this middle out. I have to right click rasterize first. Okay, and then we're going to take this side of this side and cut this off. Paste it. We're going to do BG left. Okay, and then you want to cut, I'm going to do the eyeball to get rid of it for a second. Now we're going to cut this part off. Okay, and now we have the second BG. BG left. And then we'll just kind of do this. And this. Oh, actually, I have to cut this out of the layer because it's still this big layer. All right, now it's its own layer, and then make this a little bigger. And if it still looks weird because of that is a different layer, we can delete this layer. We can duplicate this one. Call this BG right. And then edit, transform, and we're going to do a flip horizontal. So it's actually an identical layer. Now you can't really tell the difference. Now this looks cool. I can transform the zombie a bit more. And now we can pick like a scary font. We'll go to dafont.com, and actually you don't have to do that. Just look for Halloween. This one's pretty cool. Let's see this one. What are your top 5 scary movies? And you can actually preview it. Yeah, I like that one. Looks good. Scary enough. Here we go. Top 5. Got to move that on top of both of them. So we have the text on top of the layers. How do we want to lay it out? Really, you know, we don't want to have it look like this, obviously. So I would probably think this would be separate. So we just copy and paste that text, and then we're going to obviously make that much bigger. We can even pull this down here. We can do one of these. And then bring the spacing up. Keep moving it over. I wouldn't suggest doing it like this. Normally you would probably put these onto separate layers, but you know, I'm just trying to do this quickly for you. What are your top? This one you could, you know, obviously bring up in size as well. Maybe even do different color. Top 5, and then maybe here you would do. So this is why you want to do these in separate layers. You want to make this maybe red, but in this case I can just change the color. I kind of like to choose colors that are being used on characters. So for this red, I might want to use the brightest one I can find on here, and then just bring it up here. See where that gives me. Let's see if we can bring these up a bit so they stand out a little more. And then you can add effects to it so that it stands out even more. So for example, I can do a stroke of white or black and then give it a white glow. See how it kind of stands out a bit, and then I can do outer glow and make that white normal. Doesn't look too bad. And then you could apply the same. You can. So here's a cool trick. You can copy the layers style, which is all this stuff I just added, and just paste it just to see how it looks. And again, we can. What are your top 5 scary movies? We could put this on top of the zombie too if we want. Kind of like this. I might have given it too much space. again, why it's better to have them on separate layers. Maybe we can make this bigger. Yeah, at this point I'm taking it into a different layer. So cutting this text out, getting rid of all this space, because I should show you how to do that anyway. And then you're just going to paste it into another layer. So click on another layer, put the type tool, and then do that. And then all you have to do again is copy that layer style and paste it over. So you're not wasting time with the layer style, but now you have these two separate layers. Maybe you can even move it here. Yeah, see how this is starting to look better? Maybe I gotta capitalize these. Or what are your top 5? No, I'll leave it no caps. I liked it better that way. But you know, it's good to try these things out. You never know how it might look. I would probably remove some of the glow on this. As you can see, the glow is a little overpowering, so just like maybe just play around with that by 10 and 15. You can even make that a different color too. You can make that like this red. See? It's kind of cool. And then maybe the movie shouldn't be yellow. Maybe it should just be white. And then I can do the same thing I did with this one here. So copy layer style. So yeah, maybe getting rid of the yellow is a good choice, and then the red stands out a little more on Scary. We can choose like straight up red, lighter. See, I kind of like the red though in there. So, all right, so I think this works. And then again, I feel like this could be even bigger still. So a good way is to highlight it as you scroll the wheel on your mouse up. So maybe that is a good one. And movies could probably be bigger too. Yeah, this is starting to look good. Okay, so now we just throw in the InVidme logo. And probably give it that same. We'll see how it looks, I don't know. Oh, I should probably take the Scary one. So it's copy. And you could minimize these effects, the details, so you can pretty much see what you're doing here. And you see how everything is named in a different layer, so it's a lot easier to manage this. And at this point, you can merge these two into just BG, because now it's just the background. See, and now if you save this like this, now whenever you want to do something with the zombie, you can change the background and the text, and that way you don't have to keep doing this over and over again. You just save these templates. That's what I do. Okay, so obviously it doesn't work, so we take Scary's layer style, paste it onto the logo. See how that looks? Better. I think the stroke is what's bothering me. We have a black stroke. Maybe we might just need a, yeah, like even one is fine. The outer glow is a bit much too. And then we can do one of these layers, duplicate, tell us yours, or tell us on, and then move this down here on top of the zombie. So you can go like, basically I was gonna do this. Tell us on. That. Tell us on InVidme. I could put the Apple logo. Rasterize layer. Copy layer style. And Apple logo. Saved it. I guess it would be cool to put it on this side. Maybe I can make these a little smaller too. Yes, you can highlight 2 layers at the same time. If you have auto select, by the way, if you don't have auto select selected, you're gonna have to, whatever layer is highlighted is what your mouse will move. If you want to move the zombie, you can't. You have to click on zombie and then move the zombie. So if you have auto select selected, then it's whatever layer you click on is the one you can move. See, now I can move the zombie, now I can move scary, now I can move the background. So if you click on 1, you can see over here that's being highlighted. Then click 2, you see they're both highlighted. Then you could either move, oops, make sure you click on them. So I'll do it again. And you just select them. Okay, there you go. But yeah, so I just was able to move both of these and click off of them to click back on. Just doesn't look right for some reason. And the glows are a bit much as well, I believe. So I'm gonna put these down here together. This is why you got to play with it until you're happy with it. I think that's better. It was just a little overpowering. Save it again. There we go. I think that works. Try to move all 3 of these. Yeah, something like that. Now the last piece will be to kind of enhance this image. So you go to image, there's an auto tone, auto contrast, auto color. If you don't like the way that looks, like I don't, then you can just do it yourself. So you go into, I want to adjust it a little bit. I feel like maybe vibrance, let's see. All that, adjustments, color, it might be the color balance that's pissing me, might be the color balance. Yeah, I feel like that looks better. And then you can also adjust the brightness and contrasts. Let's see. And this way it kind of matches like the white-red theme. It's a little redder. All right. And I guess I'll just add one more word of text at the bottom here that says download it on the App Store. And of course, this text can just be Helvetica Neue. Probably stick with a medium condensed, and then obviously bring the font size down. And the App Store is usually capitalized because it's the iTunes App Store or whatnot. And just give it a little, I'd say, a drop shadow. So it just stands out a little bit. All right, save, and I guess I'll center the apple now, or maybe bring it down. Let's see. There we go. I'll center these a little bit more. And just a little bit here. Let's see. All right, I could live with this. So I'm going to save it. And now you should have the image here. And you can share this with all your social networks. It will fit in Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, pretty much everything. This works really well for Halloween. Right now we're coming up on July 4th, so I'm going to make another one pretty soon for July 4th that will have all of our political avatars. We have Trump, and we have Obama, and we have the donkey and elephant Republican Democrat. So I'll be making a 4th of July one for those 4. But that would have taken a lot more time. This one didn't take as much, so hopefully you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear in the comments what kind of images you're making. Maybe post links to the images so I can see them. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask and I'll respond when I get a chance.
Thanks for watching this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something.